Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video I'm going to be showing you a tool that I use quite often. It has helped me a lot, especially when there is a question in regards to how much this Azure service will cost me, or how much increase in resource will cost me on Azure. So it can be useful if you're in sales and you want to just talk to a client, hey, we gotta upgrade the storage, and they ask you how much will it cost me, and then you can just use this tool. The tool is of course called Azure Price Calculator or Cost Calculator, and it just gives you a rough estimate, which is usually very close to the actual consumption, because we can tweak the numbers and the option to mimic our setup, and it will give you an estimate which you can in turn relate to the client, okay, so they can pay you for it. So let's have a look. I'm gonna switch over to my screen here. It is gonna be the price calculator. You can get to it just by searching for Azure Cost Calculator and opening that. Just gonna close the previous tabs here. But it's good to sign, so you can log into it, and it's helpful, and I'll tell you why it's helpful, so please sign it to the product. But basically we got the main tab called products, which is gonna list all the products on Azure. In this example, I am gonna pick a virtual machine and I'm gonna back up the virtual machine, so I can show you how you can use it. Okay, so let's just choose virtual machine. I wanted to search for it, so I'm just gonna still search for it, so you know, like, oh, the search is good, it works. So I'm just gonna select virtual machine. We will click on view, and it takes us to the bottom under estimate. Right now it just says your estimate, but I'm gonna name it something, so I'm gonna name it example. And I know I already used example before, but yeah, let me just close this. Okay, close it. Example. Okay, so up front we have the monthly cost. So this is how much this virtual machine will cost us monthly. It is currently in US dollars, so we will adjust that to Canadian dollar, and now it is gonna be 189. Let's round it up to 190. No upfront cost. It's gonna just, so it just chose D2V3 series VM for us. But we can of course tweak these. Okay, so let's do that. Let's expand, open the virtual machines, and first of all we'll change the region to our preferred region, which is gonna be Canada Central, and that is gonna increase the cost because it changes per region. Leave it to Windows, leave the OS, leave it to standard. Category is all general purpose. We will select, usually I just go with D2 DSV2 series. Okay, so I'm gonna select that, and we got a few options here in DSV2 series instances. Okay, so we got the lowest one CPU 3.5, so I'm gonna select that. But you can see it tells us the temporary storage you will get. This is useful if you don't have an OS disk and you want to download apps, right? You need a storage, so temporary storage is good. It tells you the hourly cost and other things, so I'm just gonna keep that selected. We will only be using one virtual machine, but we will, adjust it. So if I set it to 2, it automatically ups the cost, right? Multiplies it by 2. Hours. So if you're not using Azure automation, which you should be using to save your clients, dear clients, cost, if you're not, then you will be running the virtual machine 24/7, and that's how many hours it will take in a month if you keep it running. So usually in a working hours in a month would be 200, somewhere around 200. So I will set it to that, and that is gonna reduce the cost for monthly automatically for us, so we don't have to do the math, how much will be the cost for one day, and do all the maths. It's just gonna do it for us, so that's cool, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. We got other options to save costs there. Pay as you go is what I'm gonna keep, but you can always make your client commit for 1 year or 3 years to save 45%. Damn, that's a big discount, isn't it? You can also use reservation and all other good stuff to save cost. Since we're setting up a server, we will obviously need a disk, right, to store our OS and other data. So we are gonna add that. So it's just called manage disk. But under the drop down, I will select standard SSD. That's what I usually go for, and it works fine for normal businesses. Local redundancy is what I will choose, and the size would be 256 gigs, and I will add only one disk. And you can see it has added the cost to the total. And now if I go to the top or at the bottom, the monthly cost is $64.68. That is Canadian. Okay. We can obviously pick the support. If you don't really have any other sort of support, then you should use support, but I just leave it to basic. And yeah, we'll just leave it to Microsoft customer agreement. And now we have the option to export as Excel, save it, save as, and share. So I find that share option, it works best for me because it just gives you this link that you can share to anyone via email, through Teams message, or other ways of communications. If I copy this and open up it in a new tab, it will take us right to where we were. So very convenient. I'm just gonna click OK without reading that. It gives me an error for some reason, but I'm gonna ignore that. And you can see it gives us the estimate that we had set up before. So very convenient. We will also want to back up this virtual machine, so let's just add a backup here. So just gonna search for backup, brings up Azure Backup, click on view. We will see there is 0 monthly cost because we haven't set anything yet. We will set it to our preferred region, which is Canada Central Canada. Yes, it's gonna be backing up our VM, so we'll set it to Azure VM standard policy to save cost, obviously. 1 VM. Yeah, how much data? Remember we set the disk to 256, so that's what we're gonna set, 256. We want to have 30 days of retention. You can obviously tweak these numbers, but only thing I usually do is add more snapshot or restore snapshot. So I'll set it to 5, and that is gonna add the cost accordingly and adjust the monthly cost to $92. And again, you can just share this by clicking on it, generating the link, copy, and if I let's open a new incognito, so I show you like, oh yeah, this actually works. Okay. So it's loading and we didn't get any error. Oh, nice. So yeah, we got the virtual machine. If I collapse this and collapse this, we have the cost for virtual machine and cost for backup and everything else in there. So yeah, that's it. That's how you use this cost estimator, price calculator, whatever you want to call it. If you have any questions, or if you're struggling with finding a cost for a particular service, for example, hey, well, I want to host containers, and there are like a lot of container hosting services Azure provides. So if you're struggling with that, let me know. I can help you in the comments or some other way. But until then, thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.